So under what capacity were you in close proximity with Carl Klein?
Well, and so they noticed, I think, that I was very serious, a very serious student. And even at Bethel, if you're very serious with your studies and very serious and theocratic, sometimes that gets you a little recognition. And at the time, I was at Milton Hinchel's table for morning worship. And so I think maybe he might have put a good word in for me in the office. So Carl Klein, he was an infirm member of the governing body who had a fall on a zone visit in Germany, and it had caused some problems with his equilibrium. And so when he came back and finally got rehabilitated to where he could walk, he couldn't walk well. And so they needed a brother. They wanted to train a brother to go with him and help him to the meetings, help him home, help him starting with his shower in the morning and until he got into bed. And so that's what I did. I worked with him. I was called in and assigned with him. And so that was eye-opening because of that assignment, I was able to see or peer into a part of Bethel that even few Bethelites get to see. And some of it was very awing and encouraging, but some of it was very discouraging. One of the jobs I had with him was his eyes would get tired. He would have me read correspondence. And so I would read to him out loud his mail and manuscripts that were circulating and memos from the meetings. I mean, at first it was just mail, but then as he grew to trust me, it was everything.
Right.
And in there you see, not much, but sometimes there'll be issues or problems with the friends in the field. And all of those things are a bit discouraging to read about. And you're seeing that it's very big. Well, over here in Africa, they're having a problem with some in the congregation with witchcraft, demonism. And they're writing in asking for help. And what they're doing to try and fix the problem seems really unusual to me. And then the advice given about, you need to speak, it's the branch writing and what are we going to do about it, just unusual things sometimes like that. But one thing that really stood out to me was people who I didn't know at the time, but after reading the letter, it became obvious, apostates would write in.
Right.
And one letter really stood out to me. And this letter is the first bit of information that made me think outside of the bubble.
Yeah.
And I realized that there was something else.
Right.
And that was someone who wrote in with, it was about a 12-page letter, and it was discussing 607 BCE. And they were providing documentation of a historical nature from reputable archaeologists who said that date is not possible.
Yeah.
I never even knew it was a question. I had believed up to that point that 100% that it was historically sound.
Yeah.
So when I read that, I was like, "Whoa, this is." I mean, I read part of it. I kind of paused because I thought Brother Klein would want me to shred it in the shredder next to the desk.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Oh, carry on," and I'm like, "Okay." And I'm reading it, and I think, "Okay." We read the whole thing, covered it, all 12 pages. We're gonna shred it. I says, "You want me to shred it, Brother Klein?" And he's like, No. We've got to take it to Gene Smalley. And Gene Smalley was the Bethel librarian.
Right.
But he also is a senior writer in the writing department.
Right.
And writes a lot of talks. And a lot of the magazine articles had his name, and books had his name on it. And so we went down, his office was down the hall. We went down to his office and I helped him. He gave it to him, and then they were going to file it. Gene had a key to a locked room, and in that room they kept the different things that people wrote in that were of interest.
Apostate library.
It was an apostate library.
Wow.
And it was just like a walk-in closet. And then another part of me said, well, why is it then in the field we're cautioned so much about not partaking of the table of demons?
Yeah.
And we're told that don't even peek at it, don't even touch it, have nothing to do with apostasy. Yet here is a library full of their literature that only these spiritual giants in Bethel have access to. And they're able to peruse it, and they're spiritually strong enough to handle it. So I felt that was, among other things that I saw, that was a double standard. But that letter stuck with me.